the end of the week, but the start of Luke and Lewis.
Check it out. Let's go.
On 1019.
You ready?
The Fox.
Luke and Lewis on the Fox. Welcome to the show. How you going, Luke?
Very well, Lewis. Big day, sad day for dads today because the Commonwealth Games wraps up tonight, and I think they're the only demographic that cares.
Sorry to all the dads out there if you're yelling at your family about the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
Oi, this event's on.
Hey, Lukey. Hey, Luke. The rhythmic gymnastics is on. Great, Dad. We've never been into rhythmic
Hey,
gymnastics.
Lewis, have you seen how fast these chicks can walk?
Yeah.
In the walking competition?
We're-
It's pretty quick.
We've never had a mutual interest in that, Dad. But yeah, so we'll be talking about that next. Also, we're going to be celebrating a very special birthday on the show today.
Yes, that's coming up after this.
And we want you guys to help us celebrate it with us.
Yeah, coming up after this. Luke and Lewis on the Fox, and the Commonwealth Games are coming to a close, guys.
Oh, no.
I bet. I'm sorry, guys, if that's just come as a shock to you, probably because
Yes.
you didn't even know they were on. I'm here to say that the Commonwealth Games have begun and they are now ending.
Yes.
You'll be relieved to hear.
So yeah, they're ending in the Gold Coast. They've been on for about 2 weeks now, and the opening ceremony didn't get a huge rap.
No.
At the time, it got negative attention. And the closing ceremony is tonight, so I think it all rests on tonight's closing ceremony to see if the Gold Coast can redeem themselves.
Well, yeah, people really didn't like the opening ceremony. I've got a quote here from the Commonwealth Games boss. He said, the opening ceremony backlash meant that we did a good job. I'm not sure he knows what backlash means.
Yeah.
I would say if most people don't like the opening ceremony, you've failed. That's the only criteria. Did people like it? No. Oh, we've done a great job, boys. Well done.
So tonight's closing ceremony, they must be under a lot of pressure. And some things that the opening ceremony focused on, which I thought was almost a paradox in itself, was they focused on Gold Coast culture. Now, I don't know if anyone's listening who's been to the Gold Coast recently, not known for its culture.
No.
More known for schoolies,
Vodka cruises,
theme parks,
just fights.
going to the beach, fights after midnight, early lockout, being sent home in the back of a divvy van. Yeah. That's usually your average Gold Coast experience.
I'm not sure if you call it culture, but there's definitely some activities in there as well.
But what they went with was an abridged version of this culture in the opening ceremony. They went with, instead of flags, when the countries came out, they went with surfboards. So the countries' names was written like it had Scotland, but on a surfboard.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Surfing is not culture.
No.
It's an activity. And it's it's not Gold Coast culture. That's just a beach activity anywhere.
Everywhere that has a beach and a sand.
Yeah.
Yep. There was some dancing with towels where people just in bikinis with towels.
That's culture. I'll give them that.
They had a bit of Ricky Lee culture and Delta Goodrum, two of Australia's biggest singing
Ricky
exports.
Lee culture. As she is also known.
Yep. So tonight's closing ceremony, Lewis.
Yeah.
I'm expecting big things. Now, I thought I've got a few predictions of what they're going for.
Well, obviously they're going to step up the game, so we've come up with a few ideas that we think they're going to run with, and this will just make the closing ceremony much better.
I think Prince Charles made an appearance at the opening ceremony. I would like to see this time him being escorted out onto the ground by meter mates.
In Budgie Smugglers.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, he's in the Budgie Smugglers?
Well, everyone is.
I mean, the meter maids are already in Budgie Smugglers.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they can find. He has to match them. I think that they could have schoolies kids yelling at all of the athletes, calling them toolies because they're too old to be on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, and you can only get in with a fake ID.
Yeah, that's good. And instead of surfboards as flags, they just have pamphlets for nightclubs that also
you just
have
get
flag.
flyed in on the way in.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, the rowing, that's happening in 4 years when this comes back. I don't know if that's a Commonwealth Games sport. Who would I know? I don't watch it. But one thing that, I feel like they didn't represent the tourism culture enough. I don't think they referenced the theme parks enough. I would love to see Knowlesy just sliding down a slip and slide from Wet and Wild, just singing What About Me.
Oh, brilliant.
That's an image that...
Instead of water, it's milk from the film clip. You know when he drops the milk? I'm on fire today. Luke and Lewis on the Fox. Luke and Lewis on the Fox.
Lewis, I saw something wild this week.
Was it at Wet and Wild?
No, I wasn't on the Gold Coast.
Oh, okay,
I was been trying to avoid the Commonwealth Games.
Right.
It was outside here on the street near the
So
radio
just regular
station.
wild, then it was completely dry.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's great.
Ready
Now
for
we
your
know
story now.
it's great. We know the landscape and the terrain
Well, it's
and
good.
the conditions of the story before
Yeah.
I get into it.
Good.
Always.
I'm just trying to help you out, man.
Thanks, man. So, I was walking down the street near the radio station, and I spot a guy across the road with an abnormally thick mustache. And I started thinking, what's this guy's...
Thick stash.
Yeah, you don't often see a thick stash.
Not
Most
anymore.
men struggle to grow a thick stash, I would say.
Yeah, they are impressive when you see a good thick stash.
So I was like, boy, oh boy, what's this guy rocking on his upper lip? This is not a caterpillar. This is like a snake, right? So I was like, this is so impressive. And we started crossing the traffic light crossing. And then as we were coming closer to each other, I realized, oh no, Lewis, this isn't a thick stash.
Yeah.
This is a fake stash.
Were you like a novelty?
As in, almost like the closer I got, the cheaper it looked. Like the cheaper it became. It looked like it was from a $2 shop. Like costume party, dressing up as Chopper.
Yeah.
Boom.
But he was
mustache.
serious.
Yeah, like a 70s kind of cop mustache.
So he was wearing a lip toupee.
Yeah,
That's
an upper lip
incredible.
toupee, a lip wig,
That's insane.
and he saw me clock him. Kind of like I clocked him, and I must have smirked. I think I couldn't resist. I think any human, when you see another human trying to fool people,
Who does he think he is?
Yeah, you're not
like
fooling
the smartest
anyone.
man on earth. Like he looks in the mirror and he goes, "Mate, this is definitely
it's
real."
like, mate, I can see the tape on the other side, right? So because it started drooping off his face,
Right.
So it's started.
How old was he?
Probably in his 50s. It
Yeah,
was
he's not messing around. It's not a joke.
It wasn't ironic.
He's for real.
He wasn't on the way to like a Magnum PI party. He was just, right, so it started drooping over his upper lip.
Yeah.
And then I kind of went, oh no, it's got to fall off. And he saw me realize, and then he looked me dead in the eye, and then with his 2 index fingers, just stroked his upper lip and quickly stuck it back on
That's
like nothing had
confidence.
happened, and then gave me a look like, never tell a soul. Too bad, man, I got a radio show now. Everyone knows about your upper lip.
Like that was a big secret anyway. Luke and everybody listening, I've discovered the best sport in the world.
This is 2 weeks in a row now you've brought sport content to the show for someone who's never previously been into sport.
I'm a changed man, Luke. Okay, right? Last week, I was talking about UFC, professional fighting.
Yes.
Yesterday, I discovered an event called Rough and Rowdy, which is...
I already love it.
All right? Imagine the UFC, right? But it's boxing. So it's professional boxing rules. There's a professional referee and there's professional commentators. But every single fighter has never done it before, not trained in boxing.
So they're just
They don't
like...
know anything about it. It's just regular people.
So it could just be like a tax consultant versus a garbo.
Yes.
Just like throwing fists at each other in a ring. With
Yeah.
how many people watching? Millions of people around the world.
Yeah,
Just
it was streamed online. You had to pay for it. It was everything was professional. I really have to nail this down. Everything was professional except the fighters.
right.
It was beautiful because these were people, Luke, that would step into the ring with gloves on, being like, "Yeah, I'm a fighter," and then they would get hit in the face once and go, "Oh,
Yeah.
this sucks."
That hurts. And
Yeah.
what was the incentive? Were they offering them something? Like
Just $500.
Oh, like really? Like
Yeah.
step in this ring for our entertainment and
Yeah.
we'll give you $500.
Yeah, basically nothing.
That's a sport. That just shows you the thirst of Americans, middle-class Americans wanting to get TV and fame.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I will get punched in the face just for $500.
Oh yeah,
And to be on a live stream. It's not even on TV.
I know, yeah. I think the funniest part of it is because everything's professional except for the fighters. I don't think the fighters realized that they were the joke because all of the commentators were just making fun of them.
Yeah, because they can't fight.
Exactly. There was, but the people in the ring were taking it so seriously,
Yeah.
pretending they're professional fighters. Meanwhile, one fight I saw, the commentators just talked about how big one of the guy's bum was, and they go, "Oh, that bum's slowing him down."
Well, that's what we do. We get in here every single week and pretend we're professional radio hosts.
Well, yeah, we haven't
Yeah.
done any training either.
Yeah, I mean, this streams around Melbourne, technically.
Yeah.
So.
I assume that's the only reason you guys listen to it, to make
Just
fun of it.
No one commentates us about our big bums. That's the only difference.
Well, it got me thinking about other sports that could be good if people were untrained. Because I think I figured out that it's not that I don't like sport. I just don't like professional sports
You don't
people.
like people being elite at a particular skill. You don't like people training hard and getting good at something, then executing it flawlessly on the day.
Bloody show-offs.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing, professional BMX riding, not into it. 12-year-old stacking it on a bike at a skate park, that's great.
Yeah, that's
I'll watch that all day.
Yeah.
But I also got thinking about horse racing. I reckon it would be really improved if it was untrained horse racing.
So you want to say rough and rowdy horse racing, Spring Carnival edition?
Yeah. Because there's so many variables. You could have one event where the jockeys are not trained, but the horses are. The other event where the jockeys are trained, but the horses have never seen humans in their life. Then the headliner, no one knows what they're doing. Carnage edition.
I'd rather watch the version where the horses don't know what they're doing.
I think
because
so.
I'd like seeing how a professional jockey handles like a rogue horse.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty much a camel at this point. I mean, it doesn't know what it's doing. It's going to freak out.
Although it could be cool to see someone who's never gotten on a horse in their life. They're not a professional jockey. Like maybe they even weigh 100 kilos. They can't even get on the horse.
Your ex-Biggest Loser contestants.
I love it. Crossover event of the century.
How much does it cost to pay-per-view this?
$11.
$11.
Best money I've ever spent.
I'd pay $14 for that.
There we go.
No more, no less.
Set it up. Luke and Lewis on the Fox.
Lewis, today we are celebrating a very special birthday on the show. Yes, we are.
Right. Oh, that would explain the worst happy birthday music I've ever heard in my life.
Right. Well, things are about to get a hell of a lot more festive in here because...
Well, I can't get any lower than this.
Who do you think's birthday we're celebrating? Because I haven't told you yet.
61 years old.
It's a 61-year-old. It's not me.
Be your grandma.
No.
Very young for a grandma. Margaret Summersby?
No.
No. I give up.
Lewis?
Yeah.
We're celebrating Fatals.
Who is Fatal?
Seriously?
Yeah.
The world's oldest gorilla.
Oh.
Fatal.
Oh, Fatal.
Yes.
Of course. I don't remember her. Where does she live?
Germany.
Yes. Of course.
So
I would know that.
Yep.
I should know that. Wait, are we celebrating their birthday?
Yeah. Every
year.
Every 15th of April, we celebrate Fatal's birthday. Sorry, just had to look at the date.
Yeah, that's not very good. And also, really, it's not birthday. I mean, if she's German, you'd be wanting to say, Alles Gute zum Geburtstag. It's happy birthday in German.
Do you speak German in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to point out it's a gorilla. It doesn't speak English or German.
Mate, that's semantics, all right? I don't want to debate with you over trivial issues.
So today we are
celebrate.
Right, well, we just feel like not enough people are celebrating this, right? Because you didn't know. I feel like a lot of people driving in the cars now may not have known that it was Fatal's birthday. 61-year-old gorilla from Germany, oldest gorilla in the world. So quite an achievement. Well done, Fatal.
Good on you.
So we have some birthday messages. At least I do. I've got some gift ideas for Fatal. We're going to send this audio to Fatal. So this is a birthday message for Fatal. Firstly,
why don't we just throw it to the listeners? 131060. Give us a call if you've got a birthday message for Fatal. We'll record your message and we'll send it to her. Bonus points if you speak German.
Yeah, give us a call if you do have a birthday message for a German gorilla, the world's oldest gorilla. I'm sure Fatal would love to hear your messages, but I was thinking, just maybe like a good. I googled gifts appropriate for a 61-year-old woman, and
not gorilla.
Well, it's a female gorilla. Fatal's a woman. So a mug of the year mug, like with the name of the year they were born, and then Fatal, and then also said a plush cushion.
Right, for her to sit on. Is it huge? Gorillas are pretty big.
Probably ruined the cushion.
Yeah. That's right. She can still use a mug. I actually had an idea for one.
What about a signed poster from her idol King Kong? Or Donkey Kong? One of the Kongs.
Two famous gorillas. Well, I was thinking of getting her an iPhone, but 60-year-old humans can't work that out. For no chance.
Yeah. And also, the forest that she probably lives in, part of the problem is that... Anyway...
why don't we just get her freedom? Let her out of the zoo. I reckon she'd love that.
Yeah. If you've got any other ideas, give us a call. 131060. We would love to celebrate Fatal's birthday with you guys on the show. 131060. Send us a birthday message for Fatal, the world's oldest gorilla, and we'll be sure to send that to the German zoo or whatever captivity Fatal is being held in at the moment. Hopefully not much captivity.
We'll talk to you soon. Luke and Lewis on the Fox. Do you have a birthday message for Fatal, the world's oldest gorilla? It's her birthday today, isn't it, Luke?
Yes, and we are celebrating it on the show because not enough people are. People aren't getting behind this, and you can give us a call on 131060 anytime. Today, we did ask you to call. Can you please celebrate and send a birthday message to Fatau for us. We're going to send the German zoo these audio clips, and hopefully it gets to Fatau. We assume it will.
Well, hopefully it gets to a translator first, and then it translates to German, and then into gorilla.
Yes. A double translation this will require.
So, Nathan, welcome to the show. What's your birthday message for Fatau?
Look, you know Harambe, but we do wish you have a happy birthday.
I love it. Very positive, Nathan. It's good, being the second best gorilla in the world.
Yeah. Oh, third.
Well, we'll cut this out of the birthday message.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. We're sending this to Fatau. Hey, Fatau, you're great. Don't beat yourself up. We just hadn't heard of you before this morning.
Best currently living gorilla.
Yes. That also got an article today on news.com.
Yes. Now, I was actually looking up gifts for gorillas. I just Googled gifts for gorillas. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any gifts for gorillas, but I did find some gorilla-themed gifts for humans.
Right.
And of those
Why
gifts,
would Fatau appreciate a human gift?
just in case she's generous, I found a hoodie that we could give her. It's got a picture of a gorilla on it, and it says "Always be yourself, except if you can be a gorilla, then always be a gorilla."
For her, that wouldn't be hard. She'd put it on and go, "Great."
Exactly.
Although
Job
that's
done.
not very gorilla-like wearing a human item of clothing.
You know what? Scratch that. We'll just send her Nathan's message.
Yep, that sounds better.
Almost good as Harambe. Luke and Lewis on the Fox. The Melbourne International Comedy Festival is on at the moment, and we're joined by a comedian, Brett Blake. He's a good friend of ours. Welcome to the show, Brett.
G'day, legends. How are we?
Very well.
Doing very well.
Brett Blake is doing the comedy festival at the moment. 6 shows to go, 5 or 6?
I think 6.
6 shows to go, so
counting.
almost getting to the end of the run.
Mate, and I am praying for that end.
Oh, I know. I'm doing my last show tonight, and
I'm so jealous of you right now.
There's a lot of people throwing that around. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, it gets like that towards the end of the run. But how are you feeling about the show? You feel like it's good?
Man, it's good. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. Like, each night's been great. I've had some loose units in my crowd, which is awesome. I always manage to find. I had a guy with a Holden tattoo last night, which somehow doesn't shock me at all.
I think I can detect the reason why. It could be your massive mullet. Do you think that could have
And
something
also,
to do
your
with it?
show is called Reckless.
Yeah,
you
I
attract
know.
loose
I know.
units.
I had one guy in Perth, right? I had a guy had a tramp stamp on his back, right? And it had it was
dude.
Yeah, dude. Right? It was a dare, right? It was a butterfly. And above the butterfly, it just said "Magic happens," right? So that is the loosest unit I had in the show.
Well, there you go. If you've had any poor life decisions in your life, go and see Brett. It's good for a laugh.
Yeah, come see me and feel better about yourself.
What else have you been up to?
I've been going around in WA and did some tours and stuff like that. But I was in Kununurra recently. I don't know if you guys have been in Kununurra, regional
Never
WA.
heard of it.
Never heard of it. Well, it's remote WA. If you're a fan of barramundi fishing, I highly recommend it.
That's why I've never heard of it.
I'll stay away.
You stay away, yeah. They're gross. Well, I don't know if you guys still get this, right? I was in Kununurra, regional WA, right? And I put a carton of beer on the table, right? And the guy who looked like he was about 15 behind the counter asked me for ID. I don't know if you boys still get that. Do you find it annoying?
I do get that.
Do you?
I'm
Yeah, but
22.
you look 10.
Yeah, and I don't have a beard and a mullet, so
I reckon I look 30, right? And this guy asks me for ID.
I wouldn't ask you. I'm not looking at you going 17.
No one's you look at me going 30, right? And this guy goes to me, man, can I see some ID? And I just said to him, I was like, no. You know what I mean? Like, no. Like, I've had it up to here. I was like, no, I don't need ID when I'm making an alcoholic purchase. Like, the fear and desperation in my eyes is enough. You know what I mean? Like, so I put the carton of beer on the table, right? And I said no to him straight away. And then he said the weirdest thing in the world to me at the end of it, right? I said to him, but just so you know, in regional WA, we have a maximum daily limit of alcohol that can be consumed in Kununurra. I was like, oh yeah, mate, what's that? And he goes, 2. I was like, what, like 2 drinks? And he's like, no, 2 cartons of beer. I was like, who are these loose units that 2 cartons of beer
insane.
is reining in your behaviour? You know what I mean? Like, who's sitting on 48 beers and going, thank God I'm not allowed my 49th? I might
who's still alive after 48 beers?
Man, regional WA. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's a beautiful place.
I mean, how else do you make barramundi fishing exciting?
Exciting. You need to be about 47
to be honest,
deep.
it is pretty boring, but it's good fun out there.
That's good.
That's good. Now, Brett, you've got a show coming up, and obviously you've come on here because you want to plug it.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't allow just anyone to come on our show and plug it. You do have to earn a plug.
All right, here we go.
Because your show is called Reckless.
Yeah.
Obviously, you fancy yourself to be a bit of a loose unit. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. And
Would you say you play by the rules?
I don't think I do play by the rules, and I feel like you boys have backed me into a corner here, and I love it.
Well, where are you ready to be tested?
You came in during the song here on our show, and we told you that Husey, who we share a radio studio with here, loves Mentos mints. And we said nobody in this room is allowed to touch Husey's mints. It's just a rule that we have here. But here is what happened during the song.
So, just before I forgot, I had to put Husey's Mentos there.
Why?
Because he gets really, really needy.
Someone move it.
Yeah, someone put it back out there. Don't touch him.
Cool.
Don't.
Do you want a Mentos?
Absolutely not. I don't want to get cowed punched by Hughes.
You don't want one? I'm going to have one. You want one, Luke? You sure you don't want one?
I'll have one now.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll just keep it.
Well
done,
mate.
Reckless behaviour.
I was like, who is this psychopath that doesn't like his mints?
Yeah.
touched?
I like that you were like, I'm going to get a Mentos just to piss him off. That is reckless behaviour.
It was tentative rebellion at first because you took one, Brett, then you put it in your pocket. You're like, I'll rebel when I'm safe outside the building.
to be honest, I was like, I don't even feel like a mint, to be honest. There was more that, but I was like, out of spite.
Yeah, I love it. So breaking the rules, you've earned yourself a plug, Brett. Very well done. If you want to see Brett Blake's show, it's called Reckless. It's at the Comedy Festival, 7:15 p.m. at the Coopers Inn every night, except for Tuesday nights for all of next week. Go and see him. He's very funny.
Thanks for joining us, Brett.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
That brings us to the end of the show, guys. But don't worry, because from next Sunday, we're going back to 6 to 8. Got an extra hour of us.
Yes, I'm about to run off to do my Comedy Festival show, 7:30. Still some chicks
you
on the
can't
door.
plug your show, mate, without earning a plug.
Oh, okay,
all right?
that's the rule.
Now, I'm allowed to talk about your show until you earn a plug. Now, your
Yep.
show's called Because I Can, is that
Yeah,
right? So
it
you
is
reckon you
correct.
live up to the name of that? Because you
Yeah,
can?
because
All
I
right.
can. I like
Can
to
you
do things.
Can you do gymnastics?
Not well.
Can you swim for 3 miles underwater without breathing?
No.
Could you build me a spaceship?
Maybe. No, not now.
No.
Give me a 4-year degree.
Can you eat one of Husey's mints?
Yeah, give me it.
All right, you can plug your show. Go for it, mate.
Still some ticks on the door. 7:30. Actually, it might be sold out. I haven't looked. Anyway, Husey's Mint's going down well. I don't really care if you come. I just want Husey's Mint.
All right, I'll plug next week's show then. Luke and Lewis on the Fox. See you soon.
Luke and Lewis on 1019 The Fox.